The jungle held its breath. A low growl echoed through the darkness, sending shivers down the spines of villagers huddled within their fragile huts. Fear, primal and consuming, hung heavy in the air. The villagers knew the sound well. It was the unmistakable call of the Shambhuwat devil, a man-eating Bengal tiger that had turned their lives into a waking nightmare. For weeks, the beast had stalked their land, leaving a trail of death and despair in its wake. Livestock disappeared, their bones later found picked clean. Men ventured out only in large groups, their hearts pounding with each rustle of leaves. The once familiar jungle, their source of life and sustenance, had become a hunting ground, and they the prey. The air itself seemed thick with the scent of fear and the musky odor of tiger. Sleep offered little solace, haunted by nightmares of razor-sharp claws and glowing, malevolent eyes. The villagers prayed for deliverance, their whispers a desperate plea against the silent, ever-present threat. Life in Shambhuwat had become a desperate struggle for survival against a terrifying apex predator. The silence of the night shattered with a blood-curdling scream. Panic erupted in the village. The Shambhuwat devil had struck again. This time it was little Rani, a young girl who had been fetching water from the well just outside the village perimeter. Her earthen pot lay smashed on the ground, water mingling with the crimson stain of her blood. Rani's mother wailed, her cries echoing the collective grief and terror that gripped the village. The villagers gathered around the spot where Rani had been taken, their faces etched with a mixture of sorrow and fear. The tiger's pug marks were clearly visible, large and unmistakable, a chilling reminder of the beast's power. The villagers had endured enough. Desperate pleas were sent to the authorities, their only hope a swift and decisive end to the reign of the Shambhuwat devil. The creature had taken too many lives, instilled too much fear. They yearned for the day when the jungle would once again be their sanctuary, not a graveyard. The villagers' plight was not unique. The relationship between humans and tigers in India had always been complex, a delicate balance between coexistence and conflict. For centuries, the Bengal tiger, majestic and powerful, had been both revered and feared. Villagers shared their land and livelihoods with these formidable creatures, respecting their space and avoiding confrontation. However, the relentless march of human civilization had encroached upon the tiger's domain. Deforestation shrank their hunting grounds, while dwindling prey forced them closer to human settlements, increasing the likelihood of encounters. These encounters, often tragic, fueled the perception of tigers as bloodthirsty man-eaters, creatures to be eradicated rather than conserved. The story of the Shambhuwat devil was just one chapter in this long and often bloody saga. It highlighted the urgent need for a solution that protected both humans and tigers, a way to coexist without bloodshed. News of the Shambhuwat devil's reign of terror reached the ears of a man renowned for his courage and his deep understanding of the jungle's ways, Jim Corbett. A hunter, tracker and conservationist, Corbett had dedicated his life to protecting both humans and tigers, often risking his own life to resolve human-animal conflicts. Recognizing the urgency of the situation in Shambhuwat, Corbett answered the villagers' desperate pleas. Arriving in the village, Corbett was met with a mix of hope and trepidation. The villagers saw him as their savior, the only one who could rid them of the Shambhuwat devil. Yet they also knew that confronting such a creature was fraught with danger. Corbett, however, exuded a quiet confidence that calmed their fears. He listened patiently as they recounted their encounters with the tiger, absorbing every detail, every nuance of the beast's behavior. His years of experience had taught him that understanding the animal was as crucial as tracking it. Each kill, each attack, provided valuable clues about the tiger's motives, its habits, its weaknesses. Corbett was not just a hunter, he was a detective, piecing together the puzzle of the Shambhuwat devil's behavior to devise a plan to stop it. Corbett meticulously examined the sites of the tiger's kills, studying the pug marks, the kill pattern, the direction of drag marks. He noted the time of the attacks, the victims chosen, and the locations targeted. His deductions were swift and insightful. The Shambhuwat devil was not a true man-eater driven by an innate bloodlust for humans. Instead, Corbett believed it was a tigress protecting her cubs. The location of the attacks, always near the village periphery, suggested a den nearby. The victims, mostly women and children, indicated an animal that felt threatened, protecting its young from potential danger. Corbett shared his deductions with the villagers, urging caution and explaining that the tigress was not inherently malicious. He proposed a plan, both daring and compassionate. He would track the tigress, locate her cubs, and relocate them to a safer location far from the village. This, he believed, would appease the tigress, prompting her to move on and end the reign of terror. The hunt for the Shambhuwat devil began. Days turned into nights as Corbett, accompanied by a handful of brave villagers, ventured deep into the jungle. They followed the faintest of trails, interpreting broken twigs, disturbed undergrowth, and the occasional pugmark. The jungle was a sensory overload, a cacophony of sounds and scents. Yet Corbett moved with an almost preternatural grace, his senses attuned to the subtlest of signs, his eyes constantly scanning for any hint of their quarry. The villagers, initially wary, were emboldened by Corbett's calmness, his quiet confidence in the face of danger. They marveled at his tracking skills, his ability to read the jungle like an open book. Days turned into weeks and the pressure mounted. The villagers, though grateful for Corbett's efforts, grew increasingly anxious. They needed reassurance that this nightmare would end. One evening, as the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the jungle floor, Corbett stumbled upon a cave, partially hidden by a tangle of vines. The air was thick with the scent of tiger, and the ground was littered with bones, the remnants of past kills. Corbett knew instantly that he had found the lair of the Shambhuwat devil. He motioned for the villagers to stay back, his hand gripping the rifle. Firmly, slowly, cautiously, he approached the cave, his senses on high alert. The growl, when it came, was low and menacing, a clear warning. Peering into the dimly lit interior, Corbett saw her, the Shambhuwat devil. She was a magnificent creature, her orange and black stripes a mesmerizing pattern in the gloom. But it was her eyes that held Corbett's attention. They were not the eyes of a mindless killer, but of a mother protecting her young. Two cubs, small and playful, emerged from the darkness, their eyes wide with curiosity rather than aggression. The tigress tensed, a low growl rumbling in her chest. She was ready to defend her cubs with her life. Corbett knew he had to act quickly, decisively. Raising his rifle, he aimed not at the tigress but at the sky. The deafening roar of the gunshot echoed through the jungle, momentarily stunning both the tigress and her cubs. In that split second of confusion, Corbett made his move. He grabbed the cubs, one in each arm, their soft fur brushing against his skin. The tigress roared again, her fury palpable, but Corbett held his ground, his voice firm and reassuring as he backed away from the cave, the cubs safely in his grasp. He retreated to a safe distance, constantly aware of the tigress's movements. She paced back and forth, her frustration evident, but she made no move to attack. Her cubs were safe, and that for now was all that mattered. The Shambhuwat devil was no more. Corbett, true to his word, relocated the cubs to a distant reserve, ensuring their safety and giving the tigress a chance to start anew. The villagers rejoiced, their nightmare finally over. Corbett, the hunter who understood the heart of the beast, became a legend in Shambhuwat, his name whispered with respect and admiration. His story served as a powerful reminder that the relationship between humans and animals was complex, demanding empathy, understanding, and a willingness to seek solutions that protected both. The legend of the Shambhuwat devil, while steeped in fear and loss, ultimately became a testament to the power of compassion and the enduring bond between humanity and the wild.